What's going on, beautiful people? Y'all, go and join my Golden Visions FX Academy chat. I got something special for my new members that join. I'll be dropping it later on in the chat. You'll be able to download it for free. This chat eventually I'll be dropping some signals in the group, just some valuable resources and just building a Forex community. So y'all join. We're going to go up from here. I appreciate y'all.
Very, very cool. Looks a little strange, doesn't it? John Calipari coaching a team with a whole different color scheme than Kentucky, but as he said, it was kind of time for a change, and it feels like both sides felt that. He stays in the SEC, and the winningest active Division I men's head coach is now in Fayetteville. The Hogs are 7-2. What have they shown you? What have you seen from them so far this year?
Well, I think they're a good transition team, and they're a team, though, that's got to get better defensively and better on the glass. It's a really good defensive rebounding team, not as quite the offensive rebounding team we've seen from John Calipari's teams in the past.
And you saw Dusty May, great run, of course, Final Four trip a couple of years ago with the Owls, Florida Atlantic. Now his first year in Ann Arbor. A ton of new faces. He knows that guy, though. Vlad Goldin was one of his players at FAU. Trey Donaldson from Auburn. Michigan does not look like a team, Jay, with as many new pieces as they have. They look like they have gelled very quickly. Our officials, Keith Kimball, Paul Sells, Owen Short, and it's Arkansas ball to get it started.
Trey Donaldson starting off guarding Boogie Fland, and Donaldson is an excellent on-ball defender, puts great pressure on the ball.
And one note right out of the gate about the Hogs, Adu Thiero, and yes, it is Thiero this year, not Thiero. It has been, he has told people since he has come to Fayetteville, Thiero is the pronunciation he would like. He is under the weather, and it was not a guarantee that he was going to be able to play in this game, and he hasn't been good. He's been sensational in recent games for the Razorbacks.
Averaging just under 19 points per game, a downhill driver that drives with force and power.
DJ Wagner, another one of the players to come from Lexington, and whether it was Goldin or Wolf, who knows, but a couple of 7-footers protecting the rim.
Yeah, that's 14 feet of rim protection between Danny Wolf and Vlad Goldin. They are shot blockers, and Danny Wolf is a unique player. At 7 foot tall, he operates really as a small forward, kind of a point center, if you will.
Roddy Gale Jr., the transfer from Ohio State, playing very well for Michigan so far this year, but he turns it over to Fland.
And this is where Arkansas is dangerous in the open floor.
A stumble there by Thiero, I'll get used to it. By Thiero, he gathers and moves the ball. Wagner kicks, nice shot fake. And Janelle Davis, more commonly known as Nelly, again, he played for Dusty May at Florida Atlantic, and now they're going against one another tonight. Wagner, drive and kick, and a travel on Thiero.
Danny Wolf gets switched off onto guards often, and it's really incredible. He doesn't get blown by like you think a 7-footer would. He does a really good job of giving ground, moving his feet, and then recovering late with his size and timing.
You talk about the uniqueness of his skill set, whether it's passing the ball, whether it's the 4-5 ball screen. He'll step out and shoot, but boy, it seems like he is a big, big part of every offensive possession. Into Goldin, and that pass led him a little bit too far. Another Michigan turnover.
Well, Roddy Gale Jr.'s got to work on that pass. Take one dribble to the right, and that would give him a lane to be able to feed the post. But Vlad Goldin does a great job of sealing off and getting position in the paint, and he's really tough to move.
Here's Davis. Thiero again has been ultra aggressive this year. Time and time again, you'll see moves like that, and he pays it off.
He's just so strong when he drives. That's a big body going to the basket.
And a nice drive by Trey Donaldson, the junior from Tallahassee, again a transfer from Auburn.
Michigan has 3 guys. Donaldson, Gale Jr., and Wolf averaging right around 12 points a game. They spread it around very well. And this Michigan team under Dusty May, they attack help really well.
Speaking of attack, DJ Wagner got all the way to the rim but couldn't lay it in with the left.
How many teams have a 7-footer bring it up?
Dribble between his legs, 4-5 ball screen, wraparound pass. It really is remarkable the kind of things that he is capable of doing. Couple of years at Yale, another transfer coming to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, played on that Yale team that beat Auburn in the NCAA tournament first round last year. But watch this 4-5 ball screen, and with the left hand just delivering that pocket pass, and Vlad Goldin got fouled. Looked like it was John L. Davis.
Thero goes to the bench early in this one, and again, we understand not feeling 100% under the weather as we have another foul, this one going on Wagner.
Really good cut by Namari Burnett. Looked like he was coming off a staggered screen. Instead, he just wrapped or curled around the first screener and found himself wide open underneath.
So Burnett heading to the line previously with Texas Tech and Alabama. 16 points against TCU this year, 18 against Miami of Ohio.
He's leading this team in three-point shooting 46% from three. So he's improved as a shooter and an excellent perimeter defender.
And makes one of two. Jonas Adu into the game for Arkansas, former Tennessee Volunteer. We just saw Rick Barnes and the Vols into game one. Adu transferred to Arkansas.
Had a great year last year, Jonas Adu. First team All-SEC. He's been injured to start this year. Hasn't gotten a lot of continuity.
Boogie Fland is fouled. Not in the act of shooting. He was passing.
Well, Boogie Fland can play the point. He can play off the ball. He's an excellent scorer that's really creative. And he can make shots, mostly in the mid-range, but he's knocked down 17 threes to start this season, shooting 40% from deep.
They had a very close win over Miami, who we also saw tonight. He finished with 18.6 assists in that one, including scoring their last 7 points of the game. They don't win it without Boogie Fland. Wagner, Fland baseline. Tip in. Boy, every now and again, Trevon Brazile does things very few can do, and now he came up with a steal. And out of bounds to Michigan, but a pretty impressive sequence there by Trevon Brazile.
Well, Trevon Brazile is a big-time athlete. Long, explosive. He's had to deal with injuries. But you remember that coming out party he had in Maui a couple of years ago, playing with that amazing freshman class that included Anthony Black, who was the 5th pick in the draft. Good cut.
Yale can't finish. Brazile the rebound. Yeah, Brazile a holdover, part of the program before John Calipari got to Fayetteville. And Fland will knock it down.
Got a little drag screen in transition. Danny Wolf not up on it, more in drop coverage, and Fland took advantage of it just by pulling up.
Donaldson trying to drive by Fland. Too strong off the glass. Wolverines on the glass, but they can't convert. Open is Davis. And Goldin holds off Adu for the rebound.
John Davis, when he was at Florida Atlantic, was more of a pick-and-roll handler. He has not been that at Arkansas thus far.
Wolf. Nice pass. Wolf finds Goldin for the slam.
What a pass by Danny Wolf, and that's what he brings. Got excellent vision, averages about 10 rebounds a game. 2.5 of those are on the offensive end. He's had some turnover issues, but a number of those turnovers have been largely because his teammates haven't been ready for some of the passes he can deliver.
They kind of got to get used to the skills he's got, right? Now a turnover. Michigan in transition, and a block at the rim by Adu. Brazile at the other end. Boy, you talk about turning defense into offense. Trevon Brazile has made his mark on this game, and Arkansas fans are making noise. Burnett blocked. Adu got a piece of it. Davis. And a wise decision, didn't have the numbers. Fland. Way too strong. Wolf, look at this pass again. How well do these two big guys work together?
where you have a 7-footer out on the perimeter with great vision, and he can pass with either hand. That pass was rocketed with his left hand. And Vlad Goldin just finds openings. I thought he was the most important player that Florida Atlantic had. You might argue that Janelle Davis or Elijah Martin were the best players on that team that went to the Final Four 2 years ago. But Vlad Goldin, I think, was the most important player.
Brazile almost had it taken away by Wolf. Now Wagner. And a shot clock violation. He did not get it off in time. Boy, Jay, some great action here in the early going in this one.
Well, Jonas Adu, the transfer from Tennessee, gets a great block shot. Throw it ahead to Trevon Brazile. And he flushes it. What a great play. And then Danny Wolf. That is next level vision and delivery by the big guy.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Corona Extra. Find the fine life. Live La Vida Más Fina. And in part by Visit Myrtle Beach. You belong at the beach.
Major breaking news in college basketball.
Enormous breaking news overnight.
John Calipari is finalizing a 5-year deal to become the next head coach at Arkansas.
The Kentucky coach, John Calipari, is no longer Kentucky coach John Calipari.
Well, I don't know many who saw this coming, but it was without question one of the, if not the, biggest news stories in the offseason in college basketball. John Calipari, after 15 years in Lexington, is now in Fayetteville, still in the SEC. He brought in 3 scholarship players from Lexington, 3 recruits who were going to Kentucky, and he's got, it definitely appears to be a competitive team in an extremely competitive conference.
And this team has to hang its hat on defense. It's an athletic and talented team, but how about John Calipari? Started his career at UMass, went to the NBA, then resurrected the Memphis program, took them all the way to the championship game in 2008 before they lost in overtime to Kansas, and then had a terrific run at Kentucky, winning a national championship in 2012. But he goes from Big Blue Nation now to calling the Hogs at a program that's got very good tradition. I still remember that 78 team that Eddie Sutton had with Marvin Delph, Ron Brewer, Sidney Moncrief. They were outstanding.
What do you think a coach does with all of it? Like, where are all of his blue ties right now? What does he do with all of them?
Give them away.
Tough shot for Burnett. Michigan back on top. He does seem, for lack of a better word, re-energized by the change, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes change is good, and I think you nailed it. That it was change that was good for both sides.
A foul on Donaldson as Wagner went crashing to the court.
John Calipari today at the Razorbacks practice talked to his team about playing harder than Michigan. This game isn't necessarily about scheme. It's about being the harder playing team.
Wagner at the point right now. Carter Knox is into the game for Arkansas, another one of the freshmen who was originally headed to Kentucky. That's him with the ball, younger brother of Kevin Knox, who played for Calipari at UK. Thero, a tough 16-foot jump shot, and it's tipped around to Damari Burnett. Michigan, as we mentioned, 8-1 on the season. They went from unranked to 14th in the poll this week as Burnett lays it in. Their only loss was in their second game of the season to Wake Forest. They have picked up recent wins over Virginia Tech. They beat Xavier by 25. Then they won at Wisconsin, never an easy thing to do, and had a 2-point win over Iowa in their last game as Thero lays it in for the Hogs.
And Thero can really drive off ball reversal. He gets a straight line to the basket. It's over.
Burnett knocks it down.
Damari Burnett is a much more confident shooter this season as opposed to last season. He's always been able to make shots, but he is making them at a really high level. But how about that play before with Danny Wolf operating like a point guard, spinning in the lane and finding a cutting Damari Burnett for that layup? That's big time.
Brazile with a shot fake. Had it knocked away. Michigan ball.
What a play by Trey Donaldson.
Wolf with a shot fake of his own. And he's going to go to work here on Wagner. Got a big size advantage. And he hits, and Michigan ups the lead to 6.
Well, he is a player, man.
The floater by Wagner will drop to stem the tide a little bit for the Hogs.
Danny Wolf's like having a 7-foot point guard.
Yep. You hear the phrase point forward, point center a lot. There's another one. And that pass is going to get Will Cheddar to the free throw line when we come back. Coming up after the break, 94 feet, Jay Billis and Dusty May, the new head coach of the Michigan Wolverines.
And Michigan off to a good start in large measure because of Danny Wolf. Operating like a point guard, the cutting Namari Burnett with the left hand off the window, and then taking advantage of a matchup shooting over the top. He is a baller, man.
"94 Feet" with Michigan's Dusty May. If you weren't a basketball coach, what job do you think you'd have?
High school history teacher.
You're an avid reader and gives books to your staff for holiday gifts. What's the book you're giving this year?
I'm in the middle of the football book about McDaniels and that coaching tree. I forget the name of it now. I transitioned into the Kindle books.
Excellent. What was your first car?
88 Ford Tempo.
I was told you would bike to work when you were at Florida Atlantic. Are you going to ride your bike to work in Ann Arbor?
I do regularly.
You do now. What about February?
I did once when it got cold, and I learned I needed gloves.
You were a manager for Bob Knight at Indiana. He used to have some requests that were kind of interesting. What was the craziest request he gave to you?
The concoction of chocolate milk and Mr. Pibb from some type of chocola.
Chocola. 94 feet.
So again, Dusty May spent some years at Indiana as a student manager, went back in an administrative role. His wife went to Purdue. He said, "I'm familiar with the cold," but he said, "When I moved back to Michigan this year, some people I met said, 'Hey, do you have one of those fobs for your car where you can start the engine in advance before you get in order to warm it up?'" And he's been in Florida for a number of years, and he said, "Wait a minute, they make that?" He didn't know that existed.
Didn't need to.
But now it's like probably the most important thing. He is readjusting to the weather in the upper Midwest. But boy, does he loves his team, and he loves the town. And you and I have both been to Ann Arbor many, many times. It is a great college town.
Well, moving from Boca Raton to Ann Arbor, it takes one decision away from Dusty May. He doesn't have to worry about where to put his boogie board.
He has certainly been embraced quickly by the fans of the Wolverines.
And really good offensive coach. He coaches both ends of the floor, but really good offensive coach. His schemes get 2 on the ball, and they attack help really effectively.
A missed 3 by Zvonimir Ivisic, another former Kentucky player who came with Coach Cal, and he comes into the game tonight shooting 57% from 3.
That's a good shooting family. His brother Tomislav plays at Illinois.
Yeah, they played against each other.
Yeah, got a great matchup, and Tomislav can really shoot it.
That was Will Cheddar, a redshirt junior from Stewartville, Minnesota. He is not a transfer. He's been in the program for a while, but boy, does Coach Dusty May speak in glowing terms about Cheddar, what he means to his teammates, his work ethic, his voice on and off the court. He does a lot of things for this team.
Best communicator on this Michigan team. He's loud and continuous. And it kind of reminds you, here's another one from him.
Wow. Great communicator, and he's knocked down a couple of threes already, and John Calipari calls timeout. The Wolverines have made their last 7 shots to take a 12-point lead.
And they really started it with defense. They've been tough on the glass, and a terrific job popping to the three-point line. No surprise, he gets it from a 7-footer in Danny Wolf.
The spark off the bench that Will Cheddar has been providing time and time again for Michigan already this season has shown itself already here tonight, Joe.
Well, Will Cheddar only plays 8-9 minutes a game, but he gets a lot done in those 8 or 9 minutes. Just tough to find him more time when you've got Danny Wolf and Vlad Goldin. in the front court. But when he comes in, he makes an impact.
Well, Dusty May says he gets a lot done all day long. If May's in the office early, like 7 in the morning, and hears a ball bouncing in the gym, he goes in, and inevitably it's Cheddar.
Yeah, he'll work out in the morning, then he goes to class, goes to practice, then may go fly fishing, and then sets up a fish fry for his teammates.
No wonder he's so popular.
Would you go to a fish fry?
I would go to a fish fry.
Would you need a little walleye with me?
You know me. I'm more of a steak.
More of a steak.
More of a steak.
Right.
I'd go to a steak fry.
Well, I'll go cow tipping with you.
Yeah. Fland misses the 3, and still Arkansas ball.
Arkansas had success trying to get the ball into the paint and get it to the rim, but Michigan's defense has tightened up a little bit.
Arkansas 7-2 on the season. The 2 losses are to Baylor and Illinois. They don't have yet what you'd call a notable win. They would love to pull one off here tonight on a neutral court against Michigan. But boy, the Wolverines are really taking it to them right now. Roddy Gale Jr. leads it in. It's a 14-point game.
Yeah, Arkansas, what would you say their best win was? At Miami?
Probably. And they trailed for about 37 minutes of that game. It is a road win against a power conference team, so that's a great point. But Miami obviously struggling with a loss tonight, now 3-7.
Yeah, this is definitely the sternest test that Arkansas has had in this young season. And Michigan, I think Michigan's legit.
Cheddar again. His third 3 already.
He's going to get more than 9 minutes in this game.
Wolf on the bench right now, but Cheddar playing great. Thiero, again, he is as aggressive a driver to the rim as there is in college basketball right now.
And so powerful. I mean, Roddy Gale Jr. is a strong guy, and he got overpowered. Good pass.
Cheddar's got 13 points already. Fland defended by Sam Walters, an Alabama transfer. Thiero driving again.
He's got Vlad Goldin behind.
Reuben Jones did a nice job there, Jay, to keep him from getting by him.
He did, but he had Goldin behind if he did get by him.
Yeah, these Michigan guys know they've always got 1, maybe 2 7-footers behind them. Corner 3 and a much-needed 3-point shot for the Hogs. It's Adu Thiero.
Yeah, set up by the drive and a piece of the paint. You really have to recover to 3-point shooters with the ball in the air. You have to anticipate where it's going on that baseline drive.
The Wolverines, Jay, have made their last 10 field goal attempts.
That's 100%.
That is. You never see that. How about 11 in a row? This time, it's Goldin getting the assist, the bucket for Gale.
Arkansas, if they're going to have a chance to win this game, is going to have to make Michigan feel them on the defensive end. Right now, Michigan is getting whatever they want.
They look like they could be an offensively elite team this year. And a terrific team overall. Nice feed and the bucket for Adu on the assist by Davis.
Adu can be a difference maker when he gets back into the fold and really gets comfortable.
Cheddar, not this time. Heat check. And Dusty May says, you know what? I'll give you that one. You've done a lot. A little smile from Dusty May with a timeout on the floor. 7:01 to go. And Michigan playing great here in New York. When we come back here at the Jimmy V Classic, it'll be Jess Sims in an interview with Stuart Scott's 2 daughters. His memory, his legacy is helping to raise funds for the V Foundation is wonderful. The Stuart Scott Cancer Research Fund honors Stuart's legacy by awarding grants to scientists who are addressing racial disparities in cancer outcomes. And it provides opportunities to researchers from diverse backgrounds. ESPN and the V Foundation are proud to support this fund in Stuart's honor. And you can support it by visiting v.org/Stuart. Along with Jay Billis, Jess Sims, I'm Dan Schulman. The Jimmy V Classic presented by Corona from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Tennessee a winner over Miami in Game 1. And Michigan very impressive so far, leading Arkansas by 12 here in the nightcap.
Well, Arkansas ran exactly what it wanted out of that timeout. Ran some action out of a 1-4 set to get a 2-man game on the left side, but just couldn't finish it. And a good job protecting the basket by Michigan.
Great ball movement again. Trey Donaldson with a 3. Roddy Gale Jr. the assist, and if we were awarding the hockey assist, Danny Wolf would have gotten one of those.
Well, Trey Donaldson does such a great job of changing speeds, and when Danny Wolf has a ball, Donaldson can operate off the ball as a spot-up shooter.
We asked Dusty May today, who's a comp for Danny Wolf? And you and I talked about it a little bit. It's tough to find a guy his size and his skill set playing basketball.
You don't find a lot of 7-footers that can operate as a pick-and-roll ball handler, grab a rebound, bring it up, and they can pass so adeptly with either hand.
Second foul on Donaldson. And Adu at the line. Women's college basketball Thursday night on ESPN and the app. Paige Beckers, number 2 UConn, taking on Hannah Hidalgo and number 8 Notre Dame from South Bend. A great early season test for both programs. Coverage tips at 7 Eastern.
Well, I love the way the women's game, the rules that they have. And Paige Beckers and Hannah Hidalgo, 2 of the best players in the country, squaring off against each other. But the women's game has quarters, which I think is, men's college basketball is the only game in the world that doesn't have quarters, and that needs to be fixed. And they also, I love the fact that they advance the ball late in the game. I mean, I just think it serves, it's a better game and better administered that way.
And I know the answer, but tell the folks at home, why do you want the men's college game switched to quarters?
Well, because you can reset team fouls at the end of the first and third quarters. You're not stuck with bad calls for an entire 20 minutes. It's just better.
Fewer free throws, more action. Speaking of action, Boogie Fland creating some.
That's creating offense off your defense. And for most of this first half, Michigan averages about 15 turnovers a game. A little earlier, before they played Wisconsin and Iowa, they were averaging over 17. But Boogie Fland, after Namari Burnett fell down, coughed it up, was able to take it the other way to get something easy. Because in 5-on-5 in the half court, there has been nothing easy for Arkansas. So they're going to have to make something happen on the defensive end.
Fland again, you saw family and friends here, 6'2" freshman from the Bronx, projected as a likely lottery pick in the draft, and completes the three-point play.
Bruiser Flint, the longtime assistant to John Calipari, was a head coach at UMass after Calipari went to the NBA, head coach at Drexel, and was an outstanding player at St. Joseph's in Philadelphia. He said Boogie Fland gets into heated debates in practice with Cal.
Really?
I'm not sure they're the Lincoln Douglas debates, but I would love to hear them.
That's for an 18-year-old. That's showing some confidence. You played against Bruiser back in the day, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Bruiser's an outstanding guard. St. Joe's had a terrific team in the 80s. Mo Martin, Bruiser, Bob Lojeski. The Hawks could play.
Fland again and draws another foul. There's Bruiser.
Working that gum.
Always looks sharp.
Always looks sharp.
And always in a good mood. Always a smile on his face. And Fland back to the free throw line now for the Hogs. There is a lot of talent on this team, this Arkansas team. The question is, how much will they gel? Every team, and Jim Larinaga said this to us, Larinaga coaching in the first game, everybody's got new players. Everybody's having to do more teaching, more coaching, and so on. But I guess it's a question of these puzzle pieces fitting together for the Razorbacks.
Well, one of the things Jim Larinaga was saying was, in the way they teach, it starts with explanation followed by demonstration. Then there are a few more Asians down the road. But he's saying after you explain it, you don't have players that have been in your system to be able to demonstrate it. So you really have to teach everything until everybody gets it. And it's just more difficult to start out.
Good matchup between Goldin and Ivisic, and Goldin wins it and one.
Vlad Goldin has been so good over his last 3 games. The last 3 games that Michigan has played, Vlad Goldin is averaging 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And he's been 22 of 33 from the field. He had 24 against Wisconsin, followed it up with 20 against Iowa. He's been outstanding.
John Calipari did not like the foul call. Another thing that Goldin has done, and you saw him do it right there, is draw fouls. He drew 9 fouls in the game against the Hawkeyes.
He's just so big and strong and uses that big body to get position. And when he rolls off a ball screen, rolls to the basket, he clears a ton of space.
He'll sit. Cheddar returns. Cheddar has been outstanding tonight for Michigan. 3 threes and 13 points. Tipped away. That is Justin Pippen, Scottie Pippen's son, a 6'3" freshman into the game. He has played sparingly so far. How about that play by guess who? Boogie Fland.
He just jumped sideways into the defense. And a defender that just couldn't get out of the way to draw that contact. Jumped right into Damari Burnett and still able to complete that play. What a big-time play by Boogie Fland. That's 17 against Baylor, 18 against Miami.
Second on Burnett. So he'll sit. Roddy Gale Jr. back in for the Wolverines.
Fland struggled a little bit against Illinois. He went 2 of 12 from the field, but one of the most impressive things, he averages 5 assists a game, which is second to Zakai Ziegler in the SEC. Ziegler averages about 8. But he's got a 2.5 to 1 assist turnover ratio. He's got a low error rate, especially for a freshman.
Running the offense through Wolf again. Finds Cheddar and gets it back. Now into the paint. Left hand, it won't go. And Arkansas with numbers. 5 on 4. Can they take advantage? There it is. Brazile from Wagner.
A good job by DJ Wagner in transition to decelerate and wait for that opportunity. Didn't go 1,000 miles an hour.
The 3 for Pippen. The assist to Wolf.
And Michigan has shot the lights out in this first half.
They are 6 for 8 from three-point range. Arkansas answers.
Visa shooting well over 50% from three-point range.
Good shot fake Cheddar. The 3 won't go for Reuben Jones, the grad transfer from North Texas. By the way, for Justin Pippen, his second field goal. We told you he hasn't played very much. Second field goal, first 3 this year for the freshman. Knox with a 3. And Arkansas getting all the way back into it right now. What an atmosphere and what a game we got going. Look at this. Deflected away, but into the hands of Gale. And that'll be a goaltending call. Back and forth they go. We have seen great plays, great athleticism on both sides of the floor. Wagner, great find. Brazile knows exactly what to do with it for the Hogs. Knox with a 3 as well. And it's down to a 6-point lead.
Michigan got out to an early lead in large measure because of the play of their big man. Danny Wolf with the ball and Vlad Goldin cutting to the basket in transition. A beautiful delivery. And then Wolf gets up off the deck, is able to post up a smaller defender, and a beautiful pass. He's got 5 assists in this game, but Arkansas has gotten back into this game. They've knocked down a couple of shots, certainly. Zvonimir Ivisic and then Carter Knox both knocking down 3s, but they're really doing a good job of getting a piece of the paint. And any time that Arkansas can attack in transition, that's when the Hogs are at their best. I think that hat would look great on you, Dan Shulman.
I think
and not the one he's holding, the one he's wearing.
I'm with you.
Woo Pig Suey.
I'd wear that in the second half. I think both of these programs, too. I mean, we're here in New York City. We're not, and there are a lot of alums from both programs here, probably especially Michigan. But these are 2 great fan bases. I mean, these Arkansas fans, you and I did, I think, 2 games last year in Fayetteville. They're as noisy as any bunch in America, and you can just see how excited Michigan fans are about the way their team has looked so far this year.
Yes, and Arkansas, that's a great fan base and a raucous crowd, and this is what they need to do is get the ball to Thiero off a reversal and let him drive it. That's not the shot they want.
Brazile short on the 3. And now Goldin trying to seal him off at the other end. And who got the call?
It's going against Arkansas.
Going against Arkansas. But before the shot, the basket does not count. 1-1 coming for Michigan. Don't forget, Saturday night, 8 Eastern on ESPN and the app, the 90th annual Heisman Trophy ceremony. Will it be Dylan Gabriel, Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, Cam Ward? Chris Fowler will help you find out Saturday night.
It will be Travis Hunter.
Well, now you just stole Chris's thunder.
Nobody can steal Chris Fowler's thunder.
Not yet in the bonus for the Wolverines, so they'll inbound it into Goldin. Jones gets it off from the baseline, short. Ball is on the deck, and it belongs to Arkansas.
A great play by Knox to get that ball out of there.
Inside the final 2 minutes in a game that Michigan led for several minutes by double digits. It's down to 6 right now. And a good look for Davis won't go down. Numbers not quite yet where you'd expect them to be for Nelly Davis, but I don't think anybody's worried about that. He's got a very impressive track record as Roddy Gale Jr. lays in another one. Boy, when he wants to get to the rim, he gets to the rim.
Just a nice jab, step, and go, and got to the middle of the lane.
Boogie Fland for 3.
That's 13 points now for Boogie Fland. He can score in bunches. He is a ball player.
Michigan shooting 64%. Arkansas shooting 52%. And it's a 5-point game with a minute to go in the half. Donaldson, too many bodies to try to get that pass through.
And didn't move the defense. He was just driving essentially into a ton of white shirts and wound up coughing it up as a result. Good cut.
And Adu will go to the line. 48.5 seconds from now, it will be the Jeep halftime report with Kevin Agandi, Jay Williams, and Seth Greenberg. Highlights of our first game tonight, Tennessee's win over Miami, and then, of course, the inspirational message from Dick Vitale, who I know is watching. And again, Dick, everybody is praying for you, thinking of you, and hoping to see you soon. Somebody who never gives up. There's Coach Greenberg. Coach, can you hear us? Hey! Coach Greenberg and Jay Will, along with Kevin Agandi at halftime. Mr. Billis, we got a game.
And Arkansas has worked really hard to get this down to a one-possession game.
No call. Donaldson the miss. Here come the Hogs. Bland with a hesitation. And Adu running the floor will slam it home to make it a 1-point game.
A great presence by Boogie Fland. Made that little spin move, and instead of going 1,000 miles an hour, was able to dump it off. What a big play.
Shot clock turned off. Michigan can hold. Walters, 3 will go. How about Sam Walters, the sophomore from the Villages, Florida? They got a steal but couldn't hit. Thiero. And a very, very fun first half comes to a close with both teams executing very well at the offensive end, and Michigan leading by 4, 49-45. Boy, all kinds of action. Up and down athletic plays. Look at this. Look at Cheddar. We told you he's got the voice on the team. How about having a meeting on the court before you even go back in the locker room? Jess Sims is with Dusty May.
Coach, obviously Arkansas came back and made a huge run. What do you need to change in the second defensively?
We've got to do a better job on Fland. He was able to catch it with a head of steam and get downhill and break down our defense. We've got to come up with some 50-50 basketballs, and we got to do a better job. We had a couple 4-on-1 rebounds that they came up with, and they turned into fouls on us. We played with our wings in foul trouble a little bit.
And what's the message to the guys in the locker room right now?
Stay the course, one possession at a time. It's a long game. They've got runs in them. We have runs in us. Let's go hoop.
Thanks, Coach.
Let's hope the next 20 minutes are as fun as the first 20 minutes were. Michigan 49, Arkansas 45 at halftime here for Game 2 of the Jimmy V Classic. Great passing, athletic plays, lights out shooting. A lot to like here tonight. The Jeep Halftime Report comes your way after this break. Back to the 2024 Jimmy V Men's Classic presented by Corona. New York City all lit up and ready for the holidays. And boy, how much fun has this game been so far. The first half of our second game here with the Jimmy V Men's Classic. John Calipari and the Hogs. Dusty May and the Wolverines. 49-45 in the first half. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis back with you as we check out the secret sauce presented by Kinders. And Jay, there was a lot of secret sauce in that first half.
I don't know if it was a secret, but Michigan came out on fire. The Wolverines shot 61% in that first half, had 13 assists. And a lot of those assists came off Danny Wolf and the terrific job that he did. But Will Cheddar had a terrific first half. The nice basket cut, cutting right past Adu Thero to get to the basket. And then you see Will Cheddar, he's going to get a little fade screen from Vlad Goldin, be wide open on the right wing, and knocks down a three. He wound up with 13 points in that first half, 3 of 4 from 3, but then Arkansas down 15 at one point, really fought back. Boogie Fland in transition, he had 13 points and 4 assists. He was 4 of 8 in that first half, coming off the ball screen, knocking down the jump shot. Rebounding, Dan, I think is going to be really important in this second half. Arkansas, a good defensive rebounding team. Michigan can have to match that on their defensive end.
Yeah, if you're Michigan, you shot 61% in the first half, made 7 out of 12 threes, and you only have a 4-point lead. And an immediate turnover committed by the Wolverines as we check in with Jess Sims.
Yeah, Dan, so I caught up with Arkansas's Coach Cal, and I was just watching right there, and he said it was a good half. He said, we did too much switching on defense, which resulted in 5 Michigan layups. They almost just got another one right there, which he was definitely not happy about. Communication this half, especially on defense, will be key.
Jess, thank you. As they fought back into it, were unable to get all the way back and take the lead. Look at this rebound by Adu. Thero working hard on the glass, and it's a 2-point game.
Just talking about rebounding, it's going to be important for Michigan. This is not a great offensive rebounding team for Arkansas, but they were outstanding on that possession.
Danny Wolf, 6 assists and no turnovers in the first half. Now Roddy Gale Jr. in the post. Can't finish it. Adu a good rebound.
Michigan can't forget about Vlad Goldin inside.
DJ Wagner takes the handoff from Adu. Up top, and this game is tied.
Once DJ Wagner gets downhill, that was a straight line drive off the handoff action, and Jonas Adu wide open at the rim. That was just really well executed by Arkansas.
And 2 early turnovers in their first 3 possessions in the second half for Michigan.
That's been an issue early in the season for Michigan.
Averaging about 15 a game. That was their 8th tonight.
Thought they had cleaned it up against both Wisconsin and Iowa.
Fland left open. And Michigan fortunate that shot didn't go down.
Well, Vlad Goldin was in drop coverage. He wasn't up at the line of the ball to hedge out and be there at the level of the screen. Fland just couldn't knock that down.
Wolf spinning. Kicks it out to Namari Burnett. Still plenty of time, and back into the hands of Wolf again. And good hands by Thero to take it away.
Arkansas just tougher on that possession.
Fland. Adu is fouled and will go to the line with a chance to give the Hogs the lead.
With Fland going to the rim, it's tough to get those blockouts. And Adu taking advantage of it. And to start this second half, it's been Arkansas asserting itself on the offensive glass. The turnovers for Michigan, not able to get a shot, not able to get fouled, not able to get an offensive rebound. But the offensive rebounding has been done only by Arkansas in this second half.
And a sub for Arkansas as Brazile, who had some really good minutes in the first half, is in, and Thiero is going to go to the bench. And again, Thiero is not 100% fully right. He is under the weather. His minutes appear to be a little bit limited. He left after about 2.5 minutes in the first half, leaves after 2 minutes of the second half. He's played well when he's been in there, Jay, but maybe the stamina just isn't quite there for him.
Yeah, give him a rest and see if he can be available for a longer period than trying to just take all that energy out at the beginning.
Again, he's been a monster in the early going this year for the Razorbacks. Goldin, the handoff, and Ronnie Gale Jr. misses the three. Wagner, tough to keep him from getting where he wants to get. Brazile can't hit on the follow, and back come the Wolverines.
That one almost got picked off.
Wolf to Gale, and Adu down with another rebound. Adu is making all kinds of an impact here in the second half. Wagner again, left hand this time. Arkansas by 3. Timeout, Dusty May.
When you're guarding DJ Wagner, you cannot let him go to his left, and you cannot let him get into the paint. And right there, he did both at the same time. Left and into the paint. Arkansas has been a different team in this second half. They are hitting first.
Ready, set.
Nearly $5 million, Jay, donated to the V Foundation tonight.
Well, thank you to those partners and to everyone who's generous enough to contribute to the V Foundation, where 100% of the dollars donated go directly to cancer research.
A great basketball game here in the nightcap of the Jimmy V Classic. Arkansas has come all the way back to take the lead. Michigan at one point led by 15 in the first half, and now the Hogs are up 3. Burnett and Goldin couldn't quite get there. A little too high for him.
Much more resistance from this Arkansas defense in the second half. Michigan has yet to score.
A wide open look in the corner won't go down for Johnell Davis.
And you have to think that Michigan wants to get the ball in the hands of Danny Wolf.
Behind the back pass by Donaldson taken away. It is a held ball, and the possession arrow is going to give it to Arkansas.
Just a difficult pass in traffic behind the back to complete. And Michigan still looking at a bagel in the second half.
Adu looking for someone to give it to, finds Wagner. Wagner, little shot put will go, and he's been outstanding here in the second half.
After the back cut, Wagner just comes off for that handoff, and he's able to turn the corner and get into the middle. Michigan is going to have to do a better job of protecting the paint, because right now Arkansas getting into Michigan's paint just about whenever they want.
Goldin to Wolf. Wolf will miss the 3, and Brazile down with the board.
Arkansas has really been resistant in this second half. They are dictating on defense.
Davis will try the other corner, and he'll hit, and the lead grows for the Razorbacks. It is all Arkansas here in the second half. Wolf to Goldin, and finally Michigan gets one to go.
Anytime Danny Wolf gets the ball, he is a threat to find an open teammate for a bucket. What a passer.
It's a 6-point lead for Arkansas, 4.5 minutes into the second half. The Hogs have played tough defense and executed very well at the offensive end here early in the second half. And if they get Nelly Davis going, the points will keep on coming for the Hogs. Well, a year ago at this time, Juwan Howard was the coach of the Michigan Wolverines. Still a proud Wolverine, as you can see, and his son, Jace, is still a member of the Michigan team. And there is former Cat, current Nick, Karl Anthony Towns in attendance. That's a cool jacket. Towns and the Knicks will play the Hawks in this building on ESPN tomorrow night.
Well, turnovers have been the story in this second half. Michigan coughing the ball up 5 times. Arkansas 0. And Arkansas's defense has been much better in the second half than it was in the first. They gave up 49 points, 61% from the field to Michigan in the first half. And in the second half, Michigan just 1 of 5, while Arkansas has had 11 shots at the bucket.
Vlad Goldin just picked up his 10th point of the game. He will sit. Thiero returns for the Razorbacks. Cheddar is back in for the Wolverines. Both of those guys very important to their respective teams. Cheddar has played great tonight. Thiero's been great all season long.
Yeah, Cheddar went 4 of 5 in the first half. 3 of 4 from the three-point line for 13 points in just 11 minutes.
Wolf defending Thiero right now. Now Wagner, who's made all sorts of plays here in the second half. And he's trying again, and he'll succeed again.
Getting to that left hand. He's a terrific left driver.
And another turnover.
Just trying, Dan, to make the home run play. Yeah, there's just no need for that. And especially when you're struggling a little bit, that's not a risk worth taking.
Boy, you can see when they get going, Fland and Wagner, how dynamic can this backcourt be?
They're still trying to get Wagner coming off that ball screen. Great hedge by Will Cheddar, but he wants to get to that left hand and get a piece of the paint.
It's Fland's turn this time. It bounces free. The Hawks still have it. The shot clock did not reset. A corner 3 for Fland. Arkansas can hardly miss right now.
We talked about rebounding to start this second half. The Michigan has to rebound, and they are not doing it. Arkansas just beating them on the glass.
I mean, it is 17-3 for the Razorbacks in the second half.
Boogie Fland gets the shot up. Michigan has the rebound. Fland knocks it away and then relocates to that corner. That's a 3 because of the offensive rebound. The defensive rebound that Michigan was not able to corral. I mean, Danny Wolf had that in his hands, and Fland knocked it away from him.
College basketball double-header coming your way Saturday here on ESPN. NC State in Kansas from the Fog at 3:15 Eastern Time. And then you and I will be in Lexington to see Louisville and Kentucky at 5:15 Eastern.
And you know what that means.
Ice cream.
Rough ice cream.
If you could, just try to keep your eye on the ball, stay a little focused here. But
that is on the ball,
I
Dan.
know. He does love his ice cream. Thiero down with a rebound. Nothing better than soft serve vanilla ice cream. I'll meet you there. Thiero. Davis with a shot fake. Into the paint, and then he turned it over. Boy, it looked like he had about a 10-footer looking at him if he wanted it.
He did. It's almost like Davis went into the lane without a plan. Decided he was just going to make it up.
Jones to Donaldson on a nice baseline cut. Lots of firepower on the Michigan side of the floor. There's a long, long way to go in this one. Zone look.
Little 2-3 zone, wings up.
Ooh, Wagner continues to make shots.
Dusty May going to the zone to try to keep Arkansas out of the paint. But they just shot right over the top.
10-point game as Goldin draws the foul and is down. Vlad Goldin is down on the court. I don't know if he got stepped on accidentally, but I think the officials are going to go look at it on the monitor. Fortunately, he is up and appears to be okay.
Yeah, it looked like he took a shot above the shoulders, which above the shoulders would be the head.
And Keith Kimball, one of the 3 officials, sending the players to their benches. And Owen Short, another one of the officials, coming over to tell us
under review.
to say they are going to look to see if there's the possibility of a flagrant one having been committed. There, I guess, the right arm of Thero, I guess, is what they're looking at. Just a basketball play, don't you think?
That's what I think,
yeah.
But anytime somebody gets hit in the head, all bets are off. You never know.
Wasn't a wild swing or anything. I mean, he kind of missed the ball.
They call on the floor as a common foul stands.
A common foul and a couple of free throws coming for Goldin. We'll throw caution to the wind with the announcer jinx here. Vlad Goldin is perfect tonight. 4 for 4 from the field and 2 for 2 from the line for his 10 points in this game. I'll tell you, Arkansas fans have fun, don't they? Nobody ever walks into a party or an arena and says, hey, has anybody seen the Arkansas fans? Are they here? Like, when Arkansas is here, you know Arkansas is here. And the announcer jinx. And they've changed their mind about how they feel about John Calipari. Didn't love him so much when he was up in Lexington. One of 2 for Goldin. What does Michigan have to do better with the defensive end?
They got to keep this Arkansas team out of the paint. They've gone to a zone, just trying to pack the paint so they don't get in there as easily.
Nice steal by Roddy Gale Jr. He'll pull up in transition, and it goes around and out.
But Arkansas is a good defensive rebounding team. You got big guys in that dunker spot now. Right now is Trevon Brazile.
Wagner. Oh, my. It's a long 2. But oh my, what a play by DJ Wagner, who's having a sensational second half. Gale with a much needed 3 for the Wolverines.
Boy, what a pass cross court.
Wagner's got 11 points in the second half, and Boogie Fland is trying to keep up with them. When these 2 guys are cooking, they are something else.
Yeah, man or zone is just so hard to keep Boogie Fland out of the paint.
Deflected by Adu. Great anticipation. And a foul at the other end on Goldin, and Brazile is down for the Hogs.
Well, after that deflection, that gets Arkansas out in transition. That's when the Razorbacks are at their best, when they can get out in the open floor. Well, this has been a different Arkansas team in this second half.
Yep.
Much more grit than we saw in the first half from the Razorbacks.
Trevon Brazile at the line for Arkansas. A holdover from Eric Musselman's time as coach in Fayetteville. Declared for the draft, entered the transfer portal. He considered all of his options, Jay, and then he decided to stay put in Fayetteville.
Just a super athletic big guy, 6'10". You can lob it up to him. He's a solid rebounder and so quick to the ball.
It's an 11-point lead. Again, remember, Arkansas was down 4 at halftime, and we're down by as many as 15 midway through the first half. Wolf has returned. Walters is into the game as well. Goldin's on the bench right now for Michigan. Wolf drives and finishes.
Great individual play by Danny Wolf, but it's tougher in the second half for Michigan just to make simple passes. They're being pushed further out on the floor. And Michigan going to stick with this 2-3 zone.
Well, you'd love to know what Coach Cal said to them at halftime to get them playing with so much more intensity. Wagner again. Anything he wants right now. DJ Wagner. And a call against Michigan. It's going on Cheddar, and DJ Wagner just got teed up, I believe. There was a little pushing after the play. Some of the Arkansas players thought Cheddar was a little bit too close to their teammate.
I think it's a double technical. I think they got both Cheddar and DJ Wagner. Wagner for the reaction push.
We are at the under 12 media timeout, so it'll be sorted out during the break. There's the foul on Cheddar. And some of the Arkansas teammates didn't like it. Wagner looks like he got one back. So a lot to sort out during the timeout. One thing the officials looked at is whether the Wagner shot that was called a 2 was indeed a 2. It looks like the toe was on the line. We're going to wait to get confirmation on everything I'm about to tell you, but it looks like that will stand as just a 2. And then they were looking at the situation right at the last whistle. Here's the situation. So Will Cheddar was called for an offensive foul right there.
And then he got tangled up with Boogie Fland, and players had words. And then he leaned in and gave, as DJ Wagner was walking by, Cheddar gives him a shot, just gives him a shoulder. Now watch this, gives him a shoulder. That was intentional. And then DJ Wagner turned around and gave him a push. And the referee saw, I'm not sure whether the referee saw the initial bump.
Yeah, the signal in that moment on the floor was pointing at Wagner, but then you're right, it was a double. Then it looked like it was going to be a double.
Have to review a double dead ball contact technical, number 42 in the blue and 21 in the white. Those offset. The result of the original play is the point of interruption off the illegal screen. So
Cheddar got a personal, and then Cheddar and Wagner each received a technical. The technicals offset, no free throws for that. And point of interruption means whoever was going to get the ball before that all happened is going to get the ball. So a lot going on there. And for Cheddar, again, technicals count as personal. So he's now up to 3 fouls. And Wagner has 3 as well. A lot to unpack.
You unpacked it very well.
Well, thank you. Boy, what a turnaround late in the first half, and even more so here into the second half, as the Razorbacks have just played outstanding basketball in every facet of the game here in the second half.
But especially defensively. And they've really been resolute to attack the paint. Man or zone, they are getting into the paint and making things happen.
This guy's a big reason why. Boogie Fland misses the 3. Ooh, and another foul. It's going to be Gale as Thero hits the court hard.
Yeah, Thero just went right up over him.
Gale winding up undercutting Thero a little bit. Unfortunately, Thero is not shaken up. Fland. Wolf tries to stay in front of him and succeeds. Now Wagner gets a piece of the paint. Finds Brazile in the corner for 3.
With that action coming from the left side of the floor, Walters got sucked into the lane, got kind of caught in no man's land. When the drive comes at you, you really have to recover out to the three-point line. And another turnover for Arkansas. The Wolverines have not been able to run any offense at all in this second half. Now take a look at this drive. Then you got, I guess it was Will Cheddar there trying to stop the drive and then recover out to Trevon Brazile in the corner. You just have to get toward the corner on that drive.
Jay, Michigan has now turned it over 15 times, 9 of them here for the first 9 minutes and 20 seconds of the second half. And you can guess which fan base is making the noise. How many times do you see a game with a 31-point swing?
Not very often in college.
Thero, Wolf on him. Boy, tough pass into traffic, and they convert. It's Carter Knox.
What a great find by Adu Thero. And Carter Knox with a terrific basket cut, making himself available. Danny Wolf does a nice job of stopping the drive, but they couldn't stop the cut. Right in between two Michigan defenders, not only catches it and absorbs the contact, but completes the play.
Arkansas is outscoring Michigan 33-11 in the second half. Open man is Jones. Drives, and somehow that's going to go.
And that was an excellent vertical contest by Thero, but just a better finish over the top.
But if Michigan is to have a chance, they got to clean it up at this end. Got to get some stops. They won't get one here. Fland started it. Brazile finished it.
What a big-time blow-by. You know, Trey Donaldson is a good individual defender, and Fland just blew by him to the left.
Imagine Wagner and Fland going at each other in practice for Arkansas. Another Michigan turnover.
Michigan is rattled right now. They are rattled. This is a blow-by. Just turn the Jets on. Donaldson in the rearview mirror kicks it off to Brazile. Boogie Fland made that look easy, and it is not easy to blow by Trey Donaldson.
Jay, he's got 18 points and 7 assists. DJ Wagner has 16 points and 4 assists. They've both had great nights. Wagner has gone to the bench. You saw Thero went to the bench as well.
Arkansas doing a good job of spreading out this Michigan man-to-man defense now.
Step back by Davis. He can't hit. And it's going against the Hogs. It's on Trevon Brazile. This half, Arkansas is 14 for 23, 61%, and 5 for 9 from three-point range.
Well, I think it all started, I think their offense benefited from the intensity that Arkansas has shown on the defensive end.
Great drive and finish by Danny Wolf, and he's going to the line.
Just so skilled at 7 feet. Can drive right, drive left, cross over. You bring 2 to him, and he's going to find the open man. Just that 4-5 ball screen with Will Cheddar, and Cheddar did a nice job of sealing off Jonas Adu, so he couldn't block that shot as Danny Wolf got to the 10.
Wolf is averaging 12 points, 10 rebounds, just under 3 assists, and just under 2 blocks per game. As Cheddar sits and Goldin is back. And completes the three-point play, but Michigan still has a lot of work to do.
Arkansas running their offense high and mostly in the middle of the floor to try to eliminate help.
Fland over Donaldson. Not this time. Kept alive by Adu, but here comes Wolf. Donaldson knew he had to get rid of it, and Walters will hit it. What a play that was. Trey Donaldson made one heck of a play.
Boy, and Sam Walters knows where that three-point line is. But that was a next-level pass. That could have been another turnover for Michigan. Instead, it turns into an assist because of a great vision play by Trey Donaldson.
Walters had come into this game 0 for his last 9 threes over 4 games. He's taken 2, and he's made them both here tonight as the Wolverines try to climb back into it. Back, and as always, a special thank you to Corona for their continued support of the B Foundation. Again, almost $5 million and counting has been raised here tonight at the Jimmy V Classic, and a great second game. Wild action and a huge turnaround. Arkansas has been so good in the second half.
Well, Arkansas has been tougher on the defensive end. They forced a ton of turnovers, and in this pick and roll action in the middle. If you overhelp, Johnell Davis wide open in the corner. DJ Wagner able to get downhill. He's had 14 points in the second half. He's got 16 points and 4 assists. He's knocked down 2 big threes in the second half. The refusal on the screen, getting into the middle for Boogie Fland, and then DJ Wagner getting another piece of the paint. You overhelp, finds an open three-point shooter. Arkansas has been outstanding in this second half, and you can see that in the second half, 5 of 10 from 3. They forced 11 second half turnovers and scored 14 points off those turnovers. They've been very good on the glass. Just everything has been in Arkansas's favor because of their grit and toughness.
And don't Boogie Fland and DJ Wagner look like they could play all night and then wake up tomorrow and do it all over again? They never get tired.
They probably could. Yeah. Offensive foul.
Jonas Aidoo.
There is still plenty of time in this game for Michigan to mount a comeback. But the first thing you have to do is get this into single digits. There's just a different feel to a game when it's less than 10. Puts a little more game pressure on the team in the lead.
Good position down low by Goldin, and Aidoo is called for another foul.
It's 2 fouls in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, but just the first 2 he's picked up tonight, so that's the good news for John Calipari, but they are over the limit.
That's the point, is it puts you over the limit. Now you're shooting free throws the last 8 minutes.
Aidoo sits, Ivisic back in. And Goldin at the line. Missed the front end, but Wolf with the tip in.
Well, Thero couldn't get the block out in that second slot. That's a big play for Danny Wolf.
Ivisic bothered by Wolf. Here's Thero. Left it short and out of bounds. It'll stay at this end. 7 on the shot clock for the Hogs. If they can win it, this would be their best win of the season. Ivisic from deep in the corner, and the rebound down to Goldin.
Well, that's what they were looking for on that little cut and then pin in by Boogie Fland. I'm not sure in that situation you wanted that shot challenged.
Wolf into Goldin, another beautiful pass. It's his 8th assist of the night.
Now Arkansas, with a couple of stops and a couple of scores, has put some game pressure squarely back on the Razorback shoulders.
It's a 10-0 run all of a sudden. And now both fan bases are making noise here at the Garden. And an offensive foul on Ivisic.
Boy, it looked like Danny Wolf was going to pull the trigger on a 3. Miscommunication. 2 Razorbacks running at him. And that left Vlad Goldin wide open underneath. And with the vision that Danny Wolf has, got his 8th assist at a key time.
And as you can see, 9 points, 5 rebounds as well. Goldin driving on Aidoo. Left hand, no good. Brazile the rebound. Fland. And off the fingertips of Aidoo. And Aidoo just said to Fland, finish it, my man. You were right at the rim.
He got the switch and got the big guy on him and blew right past him. And you're right, you got to finish that.
Again, Michigan on a 10-0 run to get back within 8. Wolf, followed by Goldin.
They went to the 4-5 ball screen. Goldin setting the screen for Wolf. You go after the block shot, and that opens up the offensive glass for Vlad Goldin.
What a game this has been. Wagner. No. Wolf the rebound. 7-footer bringing it up the court. Burnett. It won't go, and it is Arkansas ball.
A big rebound by Jonas Adu.
Fland defended by Donaldson. Ball screen Adu. Fland the drive. Loose, and it belongs to the Wolverines.
Boy, Michigan really challenging now at the rim, going straight up and down and forcing Arkansas to make a tough 2 over them.
The Razorbacks have missed their last 7 shots. Nice pass. Burnett. He got a good look at it. It is saved, or is it? No, it's out of bounds to Michigan with 5:02 to go.
Anytime that Michigan can get the ball into Danny Wolf's hands, good things happen.
Thiero checking back in. Again, it appears limited minutes, under the weather. John Calipari's trying to get whatever he can out of Thiero tonight.
Just play him in short bursts so he can get some rest.
He's got 13 points and 3 rebounds. Wolf for 3. Everybody crashing the glass, and Thiero comes down with it. And a foul on Burnett. Number 3 on him. And Fland will be at the line. Brazile back in. It's Adu who's going to come out. Thiero's going to stay. Again, Boogie Fland from the Bronx. All kinds of family and friends and former coaches watching him play extremely well tonight. Got an SEC Network triple header for you on Saturday. It'll be Florida hosting Arizona State, Georgia hosting Grand Canyon, and then Creighton at Alabama. What an interesting triple header on the SEC Network Saturday. Those points snap a 12-0 run. Almost a 5-minute drought for the Hogs, but they still have an 8-point lead. Wolf up and in.
Well, that's a drive from 25 feet out by a 7-footer.
You just don't see it.
Well, you see it tonight, but that's about it. You're right.
Davis, a quiet night for him. Now Fland. Got Wolf on him. A travel is called.
Well, that just shows Danny Wolf, even at 7 feet, he doesn't get blown by very much, but just rips through to his right hand and drives right past Adu Thiero to get all the way to the rim. Those slot drives are so tough because you can't really help on a guy like Danny Wolf, or he'll find a 3-point shooter.
Boy, Arkansas lost track of Roddy Gale Jr., and he knew what to do with it, and it's a 4-point game.
And how many times is the momentum going to shift in this game?
This one has been fun from the get-go. Wagner. Brazile to lay it in.
What a spectacular pass when DJ Wagner turns the corner and draws the defense. That was really well done.
Donaldson, and the follow by Burnett to slam it home.
We are seeing meetings at the summit in this one.
A fiercely contested game here in New York tonight.
Michigan switching right now.
Davis. Count it, and a foul. It's the basket counting that Dusty May and the Michigan bench cannot believe. But it is a bucket and a chance for a three-point play for the Hogs.
Well, they thought the foul was on the floor.
A 6-point lead and Davis at the line when we come back. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Corona Extra. Find the fine life. Live La Vida Más Fina.
All right, I'm Scott Van Pelt getting set for Sports Center. We'll have live reaction from this game and the moments of the rest of the evening in college hoops. Also, Heisman favorite Colorado's Travis Hunter joins the show. Jeff Passan standing by with the latest on baseball free agency. Another big signing in New York. Stand for Steve's with me. We'll see you when this one's done. Dan and Jay, back to you in the Garden.
SVP, thank you. Boy, there's a lot going on. Signings into baseball, as Scott mentioned, and this one has been about a 10 out of 10 on the fun scale. All kinds of twists and turns, momentum shifts, big numbers, big nights for so many different players in this game. Can Arkansas hang on to win it? It was down to 2. They got it back to 6. They're going to the line right now with 3:01 to go.
Michigan did not take care of the ball to start this second half. Arkansas forced turnovers. They scored off those turnovers. But over the last 8 minutes or so, the Wolverines have done a much better job with the ball. They've made this a game again. But what a big play by John L. Davis, the transfer from Florida Atlantic, to get that three-point play.
And get the lead up to 7 as we go inside the last 3 minutes.
Here comes the 4-5 ball screen. Turned it down.
Wolf will draw the foul and head to the free throw line.
Well, if he doesn't get fouled there, even if he didn't make that, Vlad Goldin was right there rolling down the lane for that offensive rebound. You really have to force him to use the screen. If he turns it down, it's just a straight line drive to the basket.
You know, it's funny. Until you see Goldin and Wolf together, you might wonder, how are these two going to make it work? Until you see Fland and Wagner together, two guys who like the ball a lot, you wonder how it might work. And in both cases, it's working beautifully. Wolf now with a dozen, 8 assists and 6 rebounds. He'll definitely flirt with some triple doubles this year. One of 2. Land to Wagner. Land the drive and kick. Davis. Adu. And it's Michigan ball. Good offense, but Adu just couldn't knock it down.
And a good rebound by Vlad Goldin. Here comes another ball screen. 2 big guys.
How about that? 7-footer going between the legs twice and then finding the other 7-footer for a jam.
And when it's run down right there in the slot in that middle third of the floor, it's so difficult to find help. And Goldin's so good rolling to the basket. He rolls so strong.
Adu, and a foul on Wolf, who was steaming mad at the call.
You don't often see 2 7-footers operating together in pick and roll. Beautiful pass from Danny Wolf. And an excellent finish with the left hand by Vlad Goldin.
Thero for Brazile. Jay, for Wolf, 2 years at Yale, and now the beginning of this year for Michigan. As good of a passer as he is, he's never had more than 5 assists in a game. He's got 9 tonight, shattering his previous career high. Donaldson turns the corner. And a foul on the Razorbacks.
So Donaldson, about a 70% free throw shooter, heads to the line.
Adu the foul. Michigan on a 7-game winning streak coming in, 8-1, 14th in the AP poll. Arkansas 7-2, just on the outside, receiving votes, but not in the top 25.
Well, Arkansas is going to have plenty of opportunities to crack that top 25 with the competition they have in the SEC. You win against that.
And they're going to take a look at this, as you can do in the final 2 minutes.
The out-of-bounds play is under review.
Let's take a look. It's going to be Michigan ball, don't you think?
I thought it was Michigan ball, yeah, from the very beginning.
Wolf touches it there, but a little less clear on that angle. Sometimes you have where one player causes the ball to go out of bounds, but if he kind of rolls it off the fingers of the other player, the other player might be the one who touched it last. But
I mean, I thought there was enough evidence to overturn it, but we'll see what they have to say. Every video review should be an automatic commercial.
you know, as a coach too, you kind of get a free timeout here, and you're talking to your players with some assumption maybe about whose ball it's going to be.
Free timeout. I mean, you could execute all the paperwork to buy a house.
And this one is getting into the lengthy category right now.
Players might need to warm up again.
So the coaches continue to talk to their respective teams. Keith Kimball and Paul Sells are the two officials at the monitor right now. And it looks like we are on the verge of a resolution.
After review, it was determined that the ball was off white. It would be Blues ball on the baseline with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Michigan ball. .20 on the shot clock, a minute 43 on the game clock. A minute 44 on the game clock. They just put a second back on.
At least they gave us some time back after taking all that time.
Donaldson to inbound. Gale, the Ohio State transfer, will head to the free throw line.
And now Michigan starting to put pressure on the rim and get into the lane. Give yourself an opportunity not only at a play at the basket, but at picking up a foul and going to the free throw line.
So Gale to the line for two. Had a big game against Iowa on the weekend. 17 points, 5 assists. Had the last 2 buckets of the game for the Wolverines in a 2-point win. And the last one, the game-winning basket, actually counted on the basis of a goaltending call. But he was a very good player for the Buckeyes last year. 13.5 points per game last year in Columbus.
And oddly enough, as well as Michigan shoots the ball from the perimeter, not a great free throw shooting team.
Offensive rebound by Danny Wolf. Backing down Thiero. Up and in. Boy, what a physical move he just made.
And it shows the importance of free throw blockouts.
It is a 1-point game with 1:15 to go. Fland. Wagner wide open. Misses the three, and Goldin the rebound. And they're going to go to the monitor again as it was knocked out of bounds.
Johnell Davis knocked the ball out of the hands of Vlad Goldin. But Davis immediately said, hey, it's our ball. Look at it. And then the dreaded twirl of the finger.
Under review.
Well, Davis caused the ball to, he knocked it out of Goldin's hands. The question is, did it kind of roll off the fingertips after?
I think you're right. I think this is one of those. The call was for Michigan, that it's Michigan's ball. But I agree with you. Although Davis caused it, it might have rolled off the fingertips of Goldin last.
Here's my view of this. We need to stop this. We lived with this call for 38 minutes, and then it's the Zapruder film for the last two. My belief is you should give each team one challenge, just like they do in the NBA. Give them a challenge. If they're right, they keep it, and then that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
I'm with you.
This takes forever, and it's just crazy.
Well, it takes the momentum and the energy out of the game, too.
Right.
So
now, look, for 38 minutes, that's Michigan's ball, no question. And the officials will tell you, nope, we got it right. He knocked it out. And the last 2 minutes, you know, it's really is the Zapruder film. Well, like slowing it down frame by frame by frame. This takes forever, and it's killing us.
After review, the ball went off blue, out of bounds. It'll be White's ball on the baseline with 20 on the shot clock.
So indeed, off the fingertips of Goldin, it'll be Arkansas ball. (88-87) with 1:03 to go. 20 on the shot clock, and Wagner to inbound it for the Razorbacks. And now John Calipari wants a timeout. A 30-second timeout. Well, two teams, Jay, that we both thought were pretty good coming in, and I don't think this has done anything to make us change our mind.
It's been a really entertaining game. It's been well played, high level, and the momentum shifts have been remarkable. I mean, in the first half, especially in the first 12, 13 minutes, it looked like Michigan was unbeatable.
Yeah.
And how's Arkansas going to get back in the game? They got back into it by halftime. Then they race out in the second half. You're like, how's Michigan going to keep up with this?
A 33-point swing in this game. Michigan led by 15 in the first half. Arkansas went up by as many as 18 here in the second half, and it's a 1-point ball game right now. No Thero in the game for Arkansas. Brazile and Adu are both in there, along with the three guards, Fland, Wagner, and Davis.
Michigan has to watch slips to the basket here. There's a low cross screen.
10 to shoot. Fland driving on Gale. Forced it up, and Wolf has it. .40 seconds to go. Michigan with the ball, down by 1.
Stepped out of bounds.
And Donaldson turns it over.
Just needed to get the ball to Danny Wolf there.
12 second half turnovers committed by Michigan.
Right now, I don't know that Michigan wants to play this out. I mean, go for the ball. You might have to foul here.
And it looks like they decided to foul Brazile. Brazile came into the game having only been to the free throw line once this year, 0 for 1. Tonight, he is 1 for 2. So a guy who has rarely been at the line this season. 2 shots. And he missed them both.
I think you have to get the ball into Danny Wolf's hands and let him make a play here. He's being guarded by Trevon Brazile.
And it looks like Dusty May's not going to call a timeout. He's going to let him play.
There's the 5-4 ball screen. Got away with a walk.
Goldin blocked by Brazile. What a play by Trevon Brazile.
The recovery and quick off of his feet to take away that shot. Right near the rim by Vlad Goldin. I thought Danny Wolf got away with a little shuffle there, but Goldin with the left hand, and Brazile just took it right out of the air. Stumbled a little bit. What a fantastic timing block by Trevon Brazile.
And now he is right back to the line again for 2 more. One of 2. Michigan ball. 10 seconds to go. Wolf the handoff to Gale. 3 seconds and a timeout. Dusty May did not like what he was seeing there and calls a timeout with 3.7 to go. Full timeout, Michigan. What a game. If you're Dusty May, what's your priority here?
Your priority,
what are you looking for?
You can't get the ball in and then run any complicated action with 3.7 seconds left. You're going to have to run it out of bounds on the side in order to get a shot off the initial action. And that doesn't mean you can't rise up for a shot and kick it to somebody under the basket. But there's not going to be enough time for a shot and an offensive rebound. You got to design something that's going to get you the shot that you want with multiple options to it.
And you can see all the coaches were over to one side talking amongst themselves. Now, Dusty May and the other coaches are going over to sit in front of the players and tell them what the play is.
If it's you, did you design something for a 3 to just win this thing?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, as you've said multiple times tonight, doesn't it have to start with Wolf? Maybe it's Wolf and Goldin, and you got to figure one of them can get something out of it. That's been kind of their go-to play tonight, right?
Yeah, but it's not going to be get the ball in and then get into a ball screen situation. Right. You don't have enough time for that.
Yeah.
You know, they have plays designed to get them a shot off out of bounds on the side, and that's what I think they're going to do. This action is going to be to get a shot, and you can certainly get something going toward the basket.
John Calipari will use his last timeout. Boy, if Arkansas wins, not only what a really, really good win for them, but another statement made by the SEC, which has made a lot of statements already this year.
Well, the SEC is the best league in the country. I think that's been proven. But right now, Michigan's not thinking about staking its claim for the Big Ten. They just want to win this game, win this play.
No matter who loses this game, there will be so many, man, if we had just done this or just done that, so many big plays and big moments in this back and forth ball game. and the players are still waiting. The Michigan coaches are back in a huddle again, discussing this again. And now the horn has gone just as Dusty May sits down to give them the instructions. Everybody standing here inside MSG.
And Michigan still has a timeout left. If they can't get it in clean, you can still call timeout. But whatever screens that Vlad Goldin sets, he's going to roll or slip right to the rim.
Brazile on Goldin, Thiero on Wolf. It's into Wolf. The pass knocked away. Turnaround. No! And Arkansas will win it. What a game here in New York. And what a way to wrap up the Jimmy V Classic tonight. Just a sensationally fun basketball game as Arkansas trails big, leads big, gives almost all of it back, and then hangs on to win, Jay, 89-87.
Just a really good second half by Arkansas. They ratcheted up the defense. They did a very good job on the glass. They forced a ton of second half turnovers by this Michigan team and able to eke out a 2-point win, 89-87. John Calipari's got to be pleased with the grit and toughness his team showed in the second half.
The two of the guards, Fland and Wagner, combined for 36 points tonight and dominated the second half. The play broke down, but the ball bounced to Gale, and he left it just short. Tough turnaround, obviously, but just a little bit short as John Calipari and the Hogs come up with an emotional, hard-fought win here tonight in New York.
And a nice play by John L. Davis at the end just to get a finger on that ball.
That close. What a game. What a scene. What a night. And what a way to end the Jimmy V Classic. Tennessee beats Miami in the opener, and Arkansas beats Michigan in the nightcap, 89-87. Outstanding second half for the Hogs. We want to thank everybody who took part and made donations tonight for the V Foundation. We cannot thank you enough. For Jay Billis and Jess Sims, I'm Dan Schulman. Sports Center is coming up next. Thanks for joining us on a night where we honor Jim Valvano and his dream of defeating cancer.